Billions of dollars are being invested into AI tools right now. OpenAI raised $40 billion. Anthropic just raised $3.5 billion. And Windsurf was just acquired by OpenAI for $3 billion. It might seem that all of the money is going to big companies, but the good news is these tools that these AI companies are building and being funded with billions of dollars are accessible to anyone. And they're giving anyone the power to build apps, websites, and automated marketing to grow your business. This video is going to cover AI concepts that you should know if you want to build a $1 million AI business. We'll start with validating your idea, and then we'll move on to building your idea, and then we'll talk about getting customers and growing your idea. We've got a lot to cover in this video, so let's get into it. Let's jump in and talk about validating your business idea. AI makes this so much easier to make sure that you're building something that people actually want and that it's going to resonate with them. To do this, you're going to want to use ChatGPT Pro, and you're going to want to use the O4 Mini High or the O3 model. By the time you're watching this video, there might be even more powerful models to use, but right now, these are the two best models that I've found for this use case. The difference is that O3 takes a little bit longer to generate a response, but in theory, it's a little bit more powerful, whereas O4 Mini is a little bit quicker. So I like to start with O4 Mini. The reason I like using ChatGPT for this is that it automatically searches the web and brings all sorts of real data into the AI analysis. Here's an example of a prompt that I would recommend using to get started. I'm interested in building a web app that helps people who want to start a dog walking business build a website, take payments, and manage clients. And of course, you would change the business idea here depending on what you want to build. Please do research on Reddit and Capterra. This is important. Reddit is going to get you information from users who are talking about this problem online. And Capterra is a business software review site. So it's a really great way to have ChatGPT go to that site and get pain points of what people don't like about similar pieces of software and what the pain points are for people who want to start this businesses. I'm also going to say, please list at least 3 competitors in this space or alternatives that people would use and tell me what it costs, what people like about them, and what people don't like about them. So I'm going to go ahead and send that message. And then right off the bat, you're going to see in a second that ChatGPT is going to first kind of come up with an overview of what we said and kind of this is the thought process. And then in a second, it's going to start researching actual websites. So I'll pause the video while it goes through this research, and then we can review it together afterwards. So we've got our response. I see some feedback it's getting from Reddit, and this is more just about market viability and just whether, dog walking is a good business. And then the competitor landscape. This stuff I really like. So it's giving us Time to Pet, Pet Sitter Plus, and Ginger. So these are 3 potential pieces of software that someone could use if they wanted to start this business. So let's check them out. So this looks pretty good, pretty polished. Time to Pet looks like it's purchased by a company called DaySmart. Software made for pet care pros. So basically exactly what we were talking about. Then there's Pet Sitter Plus, which is really software for pet sitting, but also it looks like they do have dog walking as well as a part of it. And then this last one, Ginger, get the pet business software that gets you and your business. So it looks like this is for, it's also for dog park training. Maybe not as much for dog walking potentially, but they might also have that ability. So this might be a little bit more for larger businesses like daycares and stuff, but we have to look into it a little bit more. But still pretty cool. This is just an idea that I came up with that I didn't know anything about. So right off the bat, here's 3 companies that I had never heard of before that are in this space. Let's quickly just kind of skim through some of the details that it shared. So it gave us pricing, what they like. I'm going to jump into what they didn't like because I think this is where our opportunities are. So the scheduler can be confusing. Costs can escalate with fees and credit card processing. And we can see these are coming from Capterra, which are real user reviews from the software. Here, what they don't like, they can find the interface a little bit confusing. Feature enhancement rolls out slowly. And if we look at pricing here, it looks like $20 a month, $28 a month. So this is a little bit more expensive, but still in this same range. And then Ginger is more expensive. And I think that's, like we were saying, is a little bit more for larger businesses. So what I'm going to do next is let me say, please do some more research into what people don't like about Pet Sitter Plus and Time to Pet, and break down the features I should build in my app to compete. So I'm going to start with that, and I'll pause the video while we get those responses. So we're getting our response now. We're getting kind of what they don't like, and then features to build. So a modern, intuitive dashboard, flexible availability, and blackouts, bulk pricing, transparent flat rate, predictable billing. Some of these we might not want to include in like the first version of the app that we build, but still really helpful. And then the last thing I would do is say, give me the core features I need to build that would address these concerns, and also the features I would need to make sure that it has the core features that they do like about it. So it kind of already answered a little bit in the second part of that question about addressing it, but let's just have it put it all into one message. Okay, cool. So we have our pain point crushers here, and then the core features here. Okay, so I think we've at least validated. I would spend a lot more time if I was really building out this business to try and learn a little bit more about the market size, learn a little bit more about who I would market it to, things like that. Maybe I would sign up for some of the services, see actually what it's like. But on a high level, I think we've kind of validated that, okay, there's competitors, people are paying for this. We've identified some of the pain points of what people don't like about the existing softwares. And we've identified like a core list of features that we would want to build to effectively compete in this market. And of course, you could apply this to any business. So it doesn't have to be this. Of course, it can be anything that you want to build. Then the next thing I would do is, before we jump into the actual building, what we're going to do is start. I'm going to switch over actually to O3 just so we have a little bit more power for this. And I'm going to say, using this set of features, come up with a PRD, which is a product requirements document, which is we're going to use to put into one of our AI coding assistants. Come up with a PRD for an MVP of this service. We don't need every single feature, just the most important ones. Okay, so I'll pause the video while it comes up with a PRD for me here. Okay, great. So we have our PRD now. We can go down. We have the scope, what's out of scope, which I think it did a smart job of removing like barcoding and tracking with RFID. We don't want to do a QuickBooks sync and the MVP. Those are things we want to do later. Then if we go down, it just has more information that is going to help make sure we get a good output. So what I'm going to do is let's just copy this, and we're going to jump into Lovable to actually build this app. So if I go into Lovable, I can just paste our PRD. And of course, you could use other AI app builders like Tempo, like Bolt. You could even go straight to Windsurf or Cursor to start. But I'm going to show you in this demo with Lovable. I really like using Lovable for MVPs. I think they do a really good job. So we just paste it in, and we're going to go ahead and send it off. So if you follow it along, you're already like way ahead of most people who are starting a business and coming up with an idea. You've done research into competitors. You found out what are the features that we need to build to compete with them to kind of address some of the pain points. Of course, we would do it in a little bit more detail if we were really building this out, but this is the process that I would do if I were going through the process of starting a new business. So Lovable has finished its initial coding. And here we can see there's 3 parts that it created: a calendar view. Looks like the client view doesn't work and the route view doesn't work yet. And then, but under the calendar, we have availability. And then we have client booking. And this is how clients will see your booking form. So if we were going to keep building this out, we would essentially just keep prompting. We would have it, build out these pages that weren't working. We would build out a landing page so that users could actually go to that landing page and sign up. And we would just continue building it out. We would connect to Supabase so that we could have a back end. And I have a lot of videos on No Code MBA of how to do that with Lovable. So I'm not going to get as much into that in this video, but I wanted to show you how easy and quick it is to go from that PRD to a working prototype that you could even build this out further and actually like do interview calls with dog walkers and see if this is something they want before investing more. So there's just AI is accelerating your go-to-market strategy so much more than it would have ever been possible without it. So these tools, if you don't know how to use them, you are definitely behind people who do know how to use them and can do all of this much more quickly. So now we're going to jump back a little bit into the growth and AI automated marketing that I would do to start validating and testing this real business idea. So what I would do is go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to switch back to O4 Mini High, and I'm going to say, please research and find me a list of, let's say, 20 dog walkers and I would just pick a city. Why don't I say Miami, Florida? I'd like their website, and if possible, if available publicly on the website, the email and name as well. So I'll pause the video while we do a little bit of lead research here. All right, so we're back. ChatGPT thought for almost 4 minutes, and it says it found 20 services, and it looks like for a lot of them, we were able to get a phone number or an email as well. So I'm scrolling down, and of course, you can also click in here to all of them because there may be an email or contact form that it wasn't able to find, essentially. But this is like a great starting place to contact some of these people. This is like your initial lead list. You could try to set up phone calls, say that you're an entrepreneur, you're starting a new business in the dog walking space and would love their feedback. And just kind of position it as an exploration call. You could even say, hey, I'll buy you a Starbucks gift card just for your time. And I bet you could get 5 to 10 phone calls, start having conversations. You could, demo what you've built with AI on the call to see if it's something that resonates. And it's a great way to get your first few customers and then scale from there. So if you made it this far, we've gone from the idea to actual building of that idea using Lovable, and then back to ChatGPT to actually do some more research to get potential leads that would be potential customers for the business. And this playbook is something that you could apply to so many different types of businesses. So I hope that you found this video helpful. If you want to learn more about no code and AI, check the link in the description. Go to No Code MBA and get our 59 free validated AI business ideas. Just enter your email and we'll give it to you for free. If you want someone to build your AI app for you, click the link in the description to our AI matchmaking service. We'll match your idea with a vetted AI developer who can build it for you. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more free content like this. If you like this video, let me know. This is a little bit different from some of our other videos on the channel that are a little bit more technical, building apps from start to finish. I can definitely do more of these videos if you liked it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.